heard, we went to a place for jazz, which happens to be at the First Unitarian Society on Wendell Avenue in Schenectady. And they have a Whisper Dome, which is an incredible space.
Very much
for
so.
music
Yes.
and everything. Well, whatever they do there, it's an incredible. And we saw Sensibilia. So that's
right.
We pull that out of our archives just to let people know what the experience is like.
Well, last year they performed for us, and we try to have a local group each year, some group from the area, but most of the performers that we have at A Place for Jazz are from New York or Boston, big names. And one thing I wanted to mention is that this year, for the first time, we're starting our concerts at 7:30. We used to start at 8 for the first 25 years, and for the next 25 years, we're going to start at 7:30.
You know, you might go to 7 next time. Or back to 8, who knows? But remember, it's 7:30.
Yes.
Don't come late and miss part of it.
No, not at all, because you don't want to miss a note of music that we have at A Place for Jazz. We're starting off next week.
And we have a PowerPoint, so we'll pull that up, Greg. Maybe
September 14th, we start with the great trumpeter Tom Harrell, who was with the Woody Herman Band. He played with Jerry Mulligan, and for the last few years, he's been leading his own great quintet. And he'll be with us next week for our opening concert. We try to open with a bang every year. And this should be no exception.
He has a band, is that it? Or
it's a quintet. It's a five-piece band. It'll be trumpet.
With a saxophone, okay.
Yes, trumpet, saxophone, piano, bass, and drums.
Okay.
And that'll be our kickoff concert next week.
Wonderful. At 7:30.
At 7:30. I should say that every once in a while here. Later this month, on the 28th, we have Mary Stallings, who's a wonderful vocalist. She was out of the music business for a while and then came back. And she got a notice in the New York Times that said she's probably the best singer you haven't heard of.
Oh, really?
Yes, because she was out of the business for a while, but she's been making some wonderful CDs in recent years. And she'll be bringing a nice piano, bass, and drum accompaniment to her performance on the 28th of September. And we also do some other things. We try to do some educational things, try to bring the music of jazz to young people. We do some clinics. We have the local musicians union put on some clinics for
They're so cooperative, aren't they? Just wonderful, yeah.
School kids in the area. We also have given, we give some money each year, a scholarship to a music student at the Schenectady County Community College. And we've been donating, giving some money to a group called Musical Tools for Schenectady Schools, which collects instruments, because a lot of the schools don't have enough instruments for students who want to learn to play.
Karen Johnson has been working on that as well.
Yes, that's an ongoing process, which
so if someone has a musical instrument, their kids are off and not interested in playing anymore.
Absolutely, there's a trumpet or a clarinet or a violin lying around the house, they'll be glad to come and get it from you and refurbish it and give it to the kids.
Great. That's good to know. Then on October the 12th, you've got legendary Dick Hyman.
Dick Hyman is a great pianist. He's been around for a long time. He covers almost the entire spectrum of jazz as we know it. He recorded a complete album of Scott Joplin music. He also did albums by Duke Ellington and Richard Rodgers. He's done a whole series of recordings for the Arbors label in which he emulates, not imitates, but emulates the styles of great pianists from the beginning right up to the present day. So he's going to do a solo performance for us, which is...
Yeah, he's been around a long time.
Yes, indeed. And he's still a wonderful pianist. He runs a series of performances in New York City at the Uptown YMCA there every year with different artists joining him.
Then looks like you have two more after that. You're going to have on October the 26th, you have a group. Bopitude?
This is called Bopitude. It's an interesting name that Mike Benedict, who teaches music at Greenville High School, he's a vibraphonist and drummer, and he came up with the name. It's basically a quintet that performs the music of the bebop era and beyond.
Oh, okay.
And for this year, he's bringing up two great musicians from New York. Gary Smulyan is the baritone saxophonist who'll be playing with them. He's the #1 baritone player in the world, according to the various readers' polls.
Wow.
And Bruce Barth, who's a terrific pianist, will be playing piano that night, along with Mike's regular group, which has Brian Patnote on tenor sax, Chris Payson on trumpet, and Mike on bass. I can't remember.
Good musicians. Mike Benedict?
Mike's the drummer.
Drummer, okay, well, I'm just reading.
Okay.
I don't have it up here, I'm just reading.
Right, okay. That's essentially our local concert for the year.
Okay.
And then we finish up the season on November 9th with a great Latin group.
Yeah.
As you can see, we try to do a variety of music, all different kinds of jazz.
Cuban, wow.
Yeah, Pedrito Martinez. He's going to be playing this Saturday at the Albany Riverfront Jazz Festival. So we'll be talking to him then, and we'll be presenting him on November 9th. Mike Lawrence is the name of our bass player, by the way.
Good.
Mike, I don't want Mike to get mad at me.
No, we got it in.
Good.
7:30.
Remember that, Mike.
And so the Cuban player and singer, should be a fabulous show.
That's a great way to wind up the season.
Yeah.
He got a very nice write-up in the New Yorker magazine earlier this year. And when we booked him for this concert, he was not as well known as he has become in the succeeding months. So we're really happy to have him with us this year.
You got a great lineup. Tickets, and children under 12 are admitted free. And I have to say, when accompanied by a parent or a guardian, I have to say, when we were there were a lot of young people, and it was so nice to see them.
One of the things that we've been doing in the last few years, which we're going to try to do this year, is that a couple of concerts we'll have at intermission, a group of local middle school students who come in to play during the intermission. And that's always a treat. In fact, some of our guest performers last year came out and listened to the kids and gave them an encouraging round of applause and
that's so nice.
A little bit of advice as well. So that's fun to do.
If you like music, even if you're not sure if you like music, right? Come on out.
Come on out and try it, because there's enough variety in this series to everybody will find some music that they enjoy.
Parking is easy. You can park right next to the building around the street. It's on Wendell Avenue, beautiful tree-lined street in Schenectady, and beautiful building, and the Whisper Dome is just...
Terrific acoustics, yes.
I don't know how they designed it, but it is incredibly good.
Yes, well, they designed it for religious services, but it's been very useful and very accommodating as a concert venue.
And they're so generous about allowing their space to be used and rented by people for various things. So 7:30, a place for jazz. It's at the First Unitarian Society, which is on Wendell Avenue in Schenectady. I don't care where you are in this community, whether you're in Albany or Troy or Saratoga, Clifton Park, we reach all of you. Please take some time to come over and visit and attend the Place for Jazz. And what day is that?
Every Friday, starting next Friday the 14th. Every other Friday. 7:30 concerts start this
year. And there's
year.
1, 2, 3, 4. You only got 5 chances, so make sure you mark your calendar.
Right.
Check out one of them.
Absolutely. We hope they will.
Tim Coakley, Director of A Place for Jazz. I'm Ann Pearl, your host for Schenectady Today in and around the Capital Region, bringing some really great information to you. We're going to thank you so much, Tim. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be talking with Lisa Riley next about a walk for Rita. Stay tuned.